In our mitering jig video, I showed you how to cut mitered corners for leather boxes. Now that you have those corners, you need a way to sew them together. Using a sewing clamp doesn't work well because the seam isn't flat. It's at a right angle. In this video, I will show you our updated sewing tower and how it can help you to sew corners and other seams to make leather boxes, trunks, and cases. A sewing tower is composed of a base, a post, two arms, and several bolts and knobs to hold it together. Start by positioning the base at the edge of a table. Then adjust the clamp to the thickness of your table. The clamp has a maximum opening of 5 3/4 inches, so it's very versatile. There are holes on the side of the tower, so you can clamp it sideways on the table if you need to. Next, thread the long bolt into the back of the post. Use two washers with the round sides facing out. Attach the post to the tower. The different holes on the face of the tower allow you to set the post at different heights. Set the height to make it easiest for you to sew comfortably. There are 3 holes on the 2 sides of the posts. One for the arm bolt, one for holding the arms when they are on the same side, and one for a set screw for helping with clamping. On the 500 tower, there are also 2 magnets for holding your needles when sewing. Assemble the posts by adding the arm bolts to both sides. Then add the arms, washers with the round sides facing down, and finally the knobs. You can thread the arm bolts as far as you need to, but remember to leave enough room for the thickness of your leather. Now you can load in your piece and clamp it down. Most of the time, this is enough to hold the leather in place, but if your piece is very thick or slippery, you can increase the grip of the arms. You notice that the arms V with the V pointing towards the tower. You can mitigate this by adjusting the set screw. I'll remove the arm so that you can better see how I do this. Use the included Allen wrench to bring out the set screw until it's the same thickness as your leather. You don't have to disassemble the arm to adjust the set screw. You can simply loosen the arm and rotate it out of the way and adjust the screw. Rotate the arm back over the set screw and then tighten it down. You can do fine adjustments without moving the arm at all. Just put the Allen key through the hole in the arm and then adjust the set screw. The set screw pushes against the back of the arm to reduce the V'ing and helps your arms grip the leather tighter. The arms are now much more parallel to the post. Now you're ready to sew. The first stitch is the hardest because it's a round hole, but the tower keeps the piece steady. The tower holds the piece so that you can sew it flat. If this were a clam, you'd have to sew upwards or downwards at a 45-degree angle to sew this corner. Being able to see both sides of the corner helps you to keep your stitches straight and even. You'll need your awls to sew leather boxes, so we included 3 tool rests for your awls and other tools. That's how you sew a stitch when there are 2 sides to the corner. And now I'm going to show you how to adjust the tower to sew a corner when there are 3 sides, like on the top and bottom of the box. This corner has 3 sides. Sometimes you can put this on the post as is and sew with no problem, but if the top gets in the way, you can reposition the post. Adjust the tower by removing one arm and the arm bolt. Next, loosen the post from the tower and unthread the long bolt. Rethread the long bolt, but this time in the open armhole. The post bolt is long, so this takes a minute. Reinsert the long bolt into the tower so that the post faces upward. Add back the washers and the knob and tighten down the post. If you're using the bottom hole, sometimes you'll need to use the smaller knob. Put the lid on the top of the post and adjust the tilt so that you can see both sides of the corner, just like when the post is in the regular position. There is one more position for the tower, sewing with two arms to the side. You can use this position when sewing the face of the box or any piece that is really long, too long for a sewing pony or a mini clamp. From the lid position, take off one arm, and then take the other arm off and put it on the bolt. Then follow it up with the first arm. You can clamp in your long or flat piece between the arms. Like in the regular position, leave enough bolt thread to clamp your piece in. The arms can rotate up in this position, so if you want to lock it down, insert the Allen wrench into the hole behind the knob. That's a sewing tower. There are two versions, the narrower, simpler 300 version in ash, and the wider 500 version with needle holders and nicer hardware in walnut.